Well, hello and welcome to Writing Wednesday. I see we have some people here already. Kim, Yvonne, welcome, welcome. It's an exciting Writing Wednesday because it's our final challenge for the summer. Plus, I want to queue up Q4, if you will. It is middle of August and almost, well, we're kind of past the middle of August, right? It's like, I don't even know what today is. What is today? Today's the 20th. We are past the middle of August. We have what? Are there 31 days in August? We have 11 days left in this month, and then it's Q4. What are you going to do with the last 3 months of the year? So, before we get to this week's challenge and the last challenge, and before we get to thank you, thanks, Kim, for helping my brain out there. And before we get to the winner of last week's challenge, let's talk about Q4. And what does Q4 mean for you? What does it look like for you? I know for some of you, Q4 means, for Yvonne, it means she's attending a writer's retreat at the beach with me, Jesus Tea and Writing by the Sea, which I'm super excited about. For Kim, it means she's wrapping up her third book. Yes, her third book. She's in final editing stages now, and then we'll be working on cover and all of that good stuff. So she's right there. In fact, I owe you a mock-up, Kim. I need to get that over to you. So we've got two authors on live right now that are rocking Q4. They've got things lined up for Q4 that are going to, at the beach retreat, Yvonne, her new book that she's published since the last retreat, she'll be able to take part in the book signing. Yay, we're going to have an awesome book signing. And I'm looking to partner with the bookstore there in Port Aransas. I'm super excited about it. I'm waiting to hear back from them. They're checking their schedule. I think that'll be really fun and just a good experience to partner with them. If not, we'll have it at our location just like we did last year. It'll be exciting either way. So very excited for Q4. What's going on with you guys? And those of you who are maybe not on live or watching the replay, I want to know what's going on with you too. So leave me a comment, just type replay, and then let me know what you're queuing up for Q4. Okay, what's going on for Q4 for you? But here's the thing about today. Maybe you haven't even thought about it. Maybe you're just going so fast that you're like, let me just, run this race. But you haven't even taken the time to stop and go, whew, wait a minute. We have less than 4 months left for the end of the year. We've got 3 months, 11 days left. What are we going to do with that time? So some of you, I know Kim may be going, whew, school's back in. I can breathe again. We can do this, right? But now you've got to take into effect kids scheduling. I don't know what's all over my hand. I hope it's not all over my face. You have to take into scheduling activities, right? And then of course we have the holidays coming. So you've got the Halloween holiday, fall holiday in October, then in November, of course, Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas. So the holidays will be here and upon us like that, right? In September, you've got just back to school activities, football games, all those kind of things happening. So we've got, I don't think I'm calculating right. We have September, October, November, and December. Q4. That is the fourth quarter of the year. September, October, November, December. I said 11 days and 3 months. We have 4 months and 11 days. Okay. I forgot about September. How could I forget? But for me, it feels like it's already here because it's the month of the beach retreat. And it feels like we're already in beach retreat mode, right? Because I'm behind the scenes preparing all the swag and all the things we're going to be discussing and learning. So it feels like it's already here, but it's not here yet. We've got time, but you don't have much time. If you're not registered and you're watching this, you better get registered because the cutoff will be coming soon because I have to order the stuff. So we have to cut it off at some time, right? Okay. Deb says, hi, welcome, Deb. She says, I can't believe how quickly the last quarter of the year is coming. I can't either. It is like, boom, it's here, right? It feels like it's on top of us right now. So what do we do with that? What do we do? So for some of us, we can get maybe a little reflective, and we can get a little sad about maybe the things that we didn't accomplish, that we set out to accomplish. Maybe we started the year with a bang, and then it kind of fizzled out somewhere in between there and now. Or maybe we never started the year with a bang. Maybe we've just been kind of roller coaster riding this sucker until August 20th. And then we're like, whew, what's going on? But here's what I want you to do. I want you to look back over the year and look for those little wins. What happened that was a win? Did you get some writing done? Did you pivot, maybe start a new book? I know one of my authors that I'm working with, it seems like every time I talk to her these days, she's like, started a new manuscript. And I'm like, okay, that's a bad habit. I have that habit. Stop starting a new one and work on the other ones. But she started a new one. So that's a win, right? She's got some stuff to work with now. And she has several. So wherever God leads, she can jump in there. But I want you to look at the little wins, the little breakthroughs. Like, just take a moment to look back before moving forward. And I know scripturally, we don't want to be Lot's wife. We don't want to look back in a way that we shouldn't be looking back. So when you look back for the wins and what you can take and use moving forward. And maybe you feel like, I can't take anything. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what I did this year. It's gone so fast. Maybe take a look at some of your sales if you already have books out. Maybe take a look at where you've been, if you've been traveling. Have you, I know for Yvonne, she started a new boutique this year. For Kim, she launched a book and she's launching another book. Deb got a new grandbaby at home. So a lot has been happening, right? And a lot has been going on. Maybe you have a new writing season a new routine that you figured out from this last season. Or maybe you're still like, okay, that didn't work. What can I do in this next season to actually make it happen? Right? Okay, let's look at some of these comments coming in because you guys are rolling them up. Okay, Yvonne's excited about football. That's the Texas in you showing, Yvonne. Very excited about football. Football is a huge thing here in Texas. We are excited about football. It just says fall, right? Deb says, I am so sad. I will miss the beach retreat. I had all plans to come this year. Then God laughed and gave me a totally different life. Yes, a totally different life with a new baby at home. It's exciting though. And you never know what will come of it, right? I think a new book for sure, in that there's got to be a book in there somewhere, right? Deb says, that would be me. Bang, then fizzle within the first 2 months with back-to-back family stuff. It's been discouraging. Don't be discouraged, Deb. God wastes nothing. He wastes nothing. And I always look at it as there's a book in there somewhere. There is always a book in there somewhere, right? Whatever you're going through, you can take and use to encourage others. Even if you feel like, how can I encourage others? Because I'm like hanging on by a shoestring. Am I encouraging you today? If I'm encouraging you today, type in shoestring, because I'm hanging on by a shoestring right now. Like I almost canceled today. That's how frazzled I felt, right? They always say, you know, something's going on with somebody when they cut their bangs. Well, guess what? Here they are. But I have a lot going on. And so I was like, you know what? This is something I do for free. This is not part of my actual coaching program that many of you are in. This is not part of that. I don't have to show up for this today. I should just cancel it so I can keep pressing through. And then I was like, no. First of all, you guys are expecting me. Second of all, we have a winner to announce from last week. We have the last challenge to announce, and we're headed into Q4. I wanted to encourage you with the same encouragement I'm trying to figure out and go through, right? So every time I show up here, I'm showing up with the reality that I'm in. And I think hopefully that's what resonates with you guys, because that's what I want to see, right? First of all, I don't want to see someone's pity party every week and be like, oh my gosh, my life is so, no, I don't want to see that. Even though we go through life, I just want to share enough life with you that you can see that I have life too, right? That we all go through it. And so I want to encourage you, Deb. Someone's going through what you've been through this year, and you can encourage them. So don't give up on your dream, okay? She says, I have the habit. Also, so many books ideas. Yep. And then I start like 5 at a time. I have to realize I have to take a step back and work on one. Yes, one, or none of them will get completed. Exactly. And that is the focus for today. And we're going to get to more of that in just a minute. Kim says, God's got a plan in the season. Yes, he does. Even when we set our plans, his way is better. Always, always. I hope things settle down and you can feel more encouraged this season, Debs. I love it. Love it. Love it. So see here, you guys all typed in shoestring that I encourage you. And like, I almost didn't show up today because I am like literally hanging on by a shoestring. So you have something to give, even when you don't feel like it. What you need to do is obviously, I say it every week, right? Go to God, pour it out to him and say, okay, look, this is where I am. These are the things I know that you called me to do. How do you want me to show up? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to show up? Do you not want me to show up? I mean, that was the conversation I was having this morning. I guess I sent the email about 9:30. So about 9 o'clock this morning, that was the email, the thoughts that were going in my head. Do I show up? Do I not show up? Should be doing this, this, this. I've got this going on. And it was like, no, you made a commitment, follow through with it. And God showed up and he's like, this is what's going on with you right now. This is what's going on with most people right now. So just share from the heart. So that's what we're doing. Sharing from my heart, my busy, overwhelmed heart right now. Okay. So I want you to look back. I want to say what worked, what didn't work. I have a lot of wins, but I have a lot of didn't wins either. Right. I am one of those people that I know how fast I can type, how fast I can write. So if I would just sit down in the seat and actually do it, I could get so much done. But because I can't seem to get in that seat to do that, those things don't get done. And then I feel awful. I feel like a failure. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Just because I didn't do that doesn't mean I failed. And that's like with you, Kim, Deb, that's huge. Just because you didn't do the things that you set out to do, you did not fail. God had a better plan, a bigger plan for you. And he said, hey, I need you to step up in this huge role, this most important role. And you did it. So don't look at those things as a failure. Look at them as where God needed you the most is where he put you, right? I love what Kim said. We can set our plans, but God's ways are always better. Okay. That brings us to the point Deb made just a moment ago. We all have a lot going on. Every single one of us do. Whether it's all about our business, whether it's about life, whether it's all the combination of the whole thing, kids, grandkids, sports activities, all the things, right? Husbands, not husbands, it doesn't matter, right? We all have life. So we got to pick that one project to prioritize in this last quarter. What's the one project going to be? The one project that if you are coming to the beach retreat, that's the one project that is foremost on your mind that you're like, okay, I'm going to talk to Brenda about this. We are going to settle this once and for all because I want this to be a book in 2026 like that. Or I want it to be a book like Yvonne did last year that I finished before the end of the year. Now I know, Yvonne, I'm giving you less time because last year's beach retreat was at the beginning of August, but you can still work on it, right? We can still focus on that one project. So what is that one project for you? Figure out what that one project is. Really focus on it and see what God can do when you focus on it. So when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what can I do towards this one thing today? What can I do towards this one project at any given moment, right? Just keep that in your mind. Every time you're like, oh my gosh, I'm bored, or oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, say, okay, one project. What's the one project? One. Pick one. One. Okay. One project. And it may be that you have to pick one at a time. So maybe you're like, okay, I've got to focus on this one until it's done and then pick up the next one. And you may be able to do more than one in the next quarter, but one at a time. Okay. But here's what I want you to think about in this process of picking the one project and focusing in on it, that it's not just a goal to finish in the fourth quarter. It's not just, okay, how do I get this book done in the next, before December 31st? It's not that. It's how can I get the momentum that I need to finish this strong and launch it in 2026? So whether you have enough time to finish the project in 2025 or not, how can you set yourself up over the next 4 months for that success in 2026, right? If we waited until 2026 to do it, we would then be finding ourselves midway through 2026. Then here we are again, right? Summer of 2026 going, what are we going to do in Q4? And then we're like, well, what all the things we should have done in Q4 of 2025, right? So we have to focus on what we can do now to set ourselves up for a good first of the year next year. Maybe that's wrapping up projects so that we can launch them all in the beginning of next year. Maybe that's starting the project so that we can finish it up in the beginning of next year and have a good spring launch. There's so many things, right? And we're all in different places, but you have to decide what kind of momentum can I create in 2025 to go into 2026 with. And I will tell you right now, Kim, I'm calling you out, girl. You're rocking it. I'm seeing your momentum. You guys, she's got a book coming out. It'll be her third. I am seeing her social posts on her author page. They're not saying, I've got a book coming out. I've got a book coming out. They're not saying that. They're just nice little reminders of what God's doing in her life, what God can do in our lives. She's posting and engaging with her audience now. She's not waiting until the book is ready to be sold. Good job, Kim. You guys follow example, right? Start posting now, engaging with your audience now. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be done, right? That's one of the things God has been really this last week. I'm working on this really big project, bigger than me project, completely out of the scope of anything I do. It like chokes me right here just to think about it. And I tend to make things a little, I tend to go a little overboard. Some of you, my box subscribers know this, right? You get a box and there's a lot of things in there, right? They're kind of packed because I tend to just keep going and putting and adding and because I want to make it so luxurious for you. Well, this particular project that I'm working on, God's like, it's not supposed to be luxurious. It's supposed to be done. Like you need to get it done. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, well, I could come up with this fancy name and this fancy thing and this. And he's like, no, done. Done is the goal. So I want you to think about that when it comes to your project, whatever your projects are for Q4. Done is the goal. If you can't get it done, how close to done can you get it? Okay. Done is the goal. All right. A couple more, and then we're going to get on to last week's winner, last challenge. One of the things I really, really want to emphasize here is that God honors our faithfulness. When we see what we're doing as just doing, right? When we're just like, I got to do this, I got to do that, it becomes that. It becomes mundane. It becomes a chore. It becomes a task maybe that we don't really want to do. But when we see it as remembering that it's a call from God, remembering that we are already equipped for it because he's not going to call us and be like, oh yeah, by the way, figure it out on your own. He's not going to be that God. He's not that God. He has equipped you to do what he's called you to do. So what I want you to do is to remember his faithfulness and remember it's not about productivity. It's about stewardship. It's just about stewardship. And when we're stewarding the call on our life, we are leaning into the Holy Spirit and the fruit is coming from the Holy Spirit. So our fruit is going to be evident. We just need to be faithful and focus. Faithful and focus, okay? Faithful, focus, and fruitful. It will happen. I promise you guys. Okay. Last thing here is the practical step. I want you to choose that one thing. I want you to choose it. Is it outlining your next manuscript? Is it finishing a chapter from your book? Is it working on your marketing? Is it maybe you're drafting up something new completely, a devotional or who knows what? Whatever it is, choose the one thing. And then I want you to reach out to me and let me know what that one thing is, whether that's in an email or you publicly post it. Here's what I'm working on in Q4. What about you? And drop it and tag me in it so I can see it. Okay. The other thing I want you to tag me in is the challenge for this week. And this is the final summer challenge, the last time to win cool prizes. I hope, Kim, you got your cool prizes. Laura did. She let me know. She got hers. I hope you got yours. Yvonne, I hope you got yours by now. Cool prize, last chance to win cool prizes this summer. Let's see. Oh, good comments coming in here. Y'all are just blowing it up here today. So let me see. Deb says, hold on. I was writing books about my own testimony, but now has God led me instead to write 2 specific books focused on grandparents raising grandkids and navigating adult children with issues. Yes, and those are so needed. So needed. Can we get an amen from the group who has any of those issues? Those issues are real. I am not just calls us, but walks alongside us. Yes, he walks with us the whole way, never forsaken, never forgotten. Yvonne likes the stewardship comment. Yes, stewardship. It's about stewardship. What are we doing with what he's called us to do, what he's equipped us with, and all of the provision he's provided? Yvonne says Yvonne is finishing. Yvonne is finishing a chapter. And she definitely says, amen. We're praying for one of her grown grandchildren right now. So lots going on in Q4. And I know that some of you, it feels like you're hanging on by a shoestring, but no, you're not alone. And all you have to do is reach out. Prayer. I'm here to pray for you guys. Let me know specifically. Like I said, we're praying for Yvonne and what's going on with one of her grandkiddos. We will step in and fill that gap for you. As Christian women, authors, we are praying for our own book, hopefully, praying for our readers, and praying for each other, because it's not a competition. We're each stewarding the call that God gave us. We're stewarding the gifts that he gave us to answer the call that he's called us to. And it's not at all about competition, right? God did not say, I'm going to see who writes the better book on this topic. No, he said, I want you to write your story the way I've gifted it to you. And I want you to write your story the way I've gifted it to you. So jump in, start writing. Okay. Cheerleaders. I love it. And that's why you should all follow each other and make sure that you're supporting, liking each other's comments and posts and encouraging each other. That little bit of encouragement goes so far. You know that when you receive it, it goes so far to cheer you on. So give it, right? Do unto others. Okay. Time for the last challenge. Now, some of you, for the most part, all of you are self-publishing your book, whether you're using an imprint from somebody else, such as mine, or you've come up with your own imprint and you're completely self-publishing your works. Either way, you're publishing a book or you're publishing work. What I want you to do this week, this is your challenge. I want you to write a letter to your publisher. So like Kim, she has her own imprint. So she's publishing under her own name. So basically she is completely her own publisher, right? So even though I'm your publishing coach, I want you to write the book as if you're writing it to the publisher and telling them, these are some of the points I want you to make in this letter. I want you to write a letter. Dear publisher, first of all, thank you for trusting my work, right? So you're acknowledging yourself in this because you're self-publishing it. I want you to give thanks. I want you to acknowledge what they can do for you as a publisher, but I want you to come to the table with what you're going to do as an author to support your work. Because here's the deal. No matter how you publish your book, whether you're traditionally published by a big name publisher, you're completely indie published, or any variety of in between. You use a vanity press, you use an imprint like mine, you use a publishing coach, whatever you're using, right? Ultimately, as an author, you are responsible for marketing. You are responsible for telling others about your book. Unless you're, what's her name? The big Harry Potter lady. I can't think of her name right now. Unless you're her, at this point, You're the one talking about your book. You're the one that cares the most about the message God placed on your heart. So why wouldn't you be the one to talk about it? So in this letter to your publisher, whoever that is for you, I want you to write a letter and I want you to tell the publisher what you're willing to do to get this message to the masses. What are you willing to do? Um, and I come from this comes from a place now. When people publish with me, I don't make money off how many books they sell, right? They are borrowing my imprint basically, if they choose to. If not, I teach them how to set up their own. Um, for those who want to go that route, but for the most part, um, all your royalties, if you're self-publishing, are yours. So you're the one that needs to get out there and pound the pavement, right? But it's also in the traditional world. They may help you and they may give you ideas, but ultimately you're the one who has to go through with the book signings and the media appearances and all the things. So I want you to say what you're willing to do. I want you to put it in writing because I think it's important for you to acknowledge, first of all, that it is your responsibility. And second of all, maybe it'll help creatively start coming up with some ideas on what you can actually do. I will let you know that I signed up yesterday to participate in an event this time of year. Okay, talking about Q4. This is your moment to get into all of the places, right? All of first of all, I don't do outdoor events no more. I did one last year and said, I will never, ever. I told my husband, if I ever ask you to get this tent out again, just flat out tell me no. Like, just no. Because it's always miserable. I don't like outdoor events as an author. It's either too hot, it's raining, it's books are blowing. It's not for me. Okay. It may be for you. That's fantastic. It is not for me. First of all, I don't like the heat, so I don't do well outside. I have been rained on, I have been wind blown over, I have all the things, and I don't enjoy it. But a good indoor event, I love. And I came across one yesterday in a small town, which is weird that it came across this town because I've been thinking about this little town. And then all of a sudden this event popped up. It's the first annual for this little town, a book fest. And I was like, what? You'll start seeing promotion because I'll start promoting it. And if you're interested in it, I know Yvonne, you're in Texas right now. You might be interested in it. It's in Mineola, Texas. I'll give you the details if you're interested. Excuse me. Excuse me. I know they still have openings right now. So I signed up. I have another one at the end of, actually it's on Small Business Saturday. It's the one I did last year on Small Business Saturday. And because it's this time of year where people are Christmas shopping, it is the time of year to sell your books. So if you have books in hand, get them sold this time of year. This Q4, you need to say, what can I do in Q4 to sell these books and get them off my shelf? Whether that's an in-person event, consignments, whatever, see what it is where you can get those books in. But this is the time of year for those events. So get them in there. But in your letter to your publisher, you can talk about that. Maybe you can say, I've already have so many events signed up. My goal is to have so many events. Like, I want you to start thinking this through. That's the whole point of the letter to the publisher. Okay. Again, if you're not comfortable posting it on socials, email it over to me, speak to me at at publishandtell.com. Either one, brendahare.com, publishandtell.com. They get to the same place, but it's speak to me, all spelled out. Send me an email and let me know what it is you're doing if you're not willing to put it out there on socials and talk about it in this way, right? Because it's Dear Publisher. Now, in that, if you put that out there, just so you know, you might get solicited by publishers or by well-meaning vanity presses or whatever. And if that happens and it's something that does pique your interest, by all means, run it by me so that I can let you know yay or nay, because some of these are complete scams and some of them are actually valid and helpful. So I will be happy to look at those for you. Okay. One more comment, and then we're going to get to last week's winner. Deb says, I am willing to tell my ugly and hard stories, which is not easy, without feeling shame or embarrassment for the things I have that have happened within my family. That's scary, but necessary, I think. Yes. And Deb, I will tell you a little coaching moment. Sometimes we can tell the story without telling the whole story. And I say that to say it like this. Um, let's just say I want to talk about abuse that's happened in my life. I don't have to get specific about the type of abuse. There's 9 types of abuse. Um, in the psychology world or whatever, 9 categories of it. I've actually suffered all 9 at some point in my life. But if I got specific about one of them, it immediately starts narrowing the audience, right? And if that's my goal, then that's great. Like my daughter, for instance, she is an advocate for domestic violence survivors. She's lived that, she's survived that, and so that's the one abuse, if you will, that she will publicly talk about and um, advocate for the victims of. But if you don't want to put the name on the abuse, you don't have to. You can just talk about abuse as a whole, right? Because abuse, any of the 9 types, and I say abuse it can be, I think you get what I'm talking about, but um, the circumstances of the situation. You don't have to get so in the weeds in it, right? So sometimes when we write, we can write it that way, but then we can edit and pull back so that we reach the audience we're intending to reach. So maybe you're intending to just reach a wide Christian audience, or maybe you're actually intending to reach, let's just say, one of the authors is writing books about kids with drug addicts. Like if you really want to write that, then hey, go for it. But if you don't want to go that deep in the weeds, just maybe prodigal children that turn away, that's a more general. So I hope that that makes sense. So you can decide how deep you want to go. Now, rating it as deep as you want in the beginning is good for therapy purposes, right? But you can write it as deep as you want to go, and still make the point and still um, reach the intended audience. You just have to know who that is for your book. Okay. Let's see. Deb says, yes, that's part of what I'm struggling telling the real stories and reaching people, but not necessarily spilling. Yes, that's exactly it. And sometimes you have to be careful because if you're writing a nonfiction book, those people are still living and you can't necessarily say the things that you want to say, right? And so in my first book, I shared things about a particular circumstance that happened to me. No names were given, and both parties have read the book and nothing was ever said to me about it. So, and they're both still in my life, and I don't even think they realized it was them. So there you have it. There's ways to write that you can share your story without, bringing up all the mess. Okay. The last, I'm glad Laura showed up today because Laura is actually our final winner. I think that makes you the winner, Laura, because I think that makes you the 3rd challenge winner out of have we had 5? Because because we had, I think Kim won twice, right? Kim won twice, Laura won twice, and Yvonne, that's 5, 6. So we've had 6. Do we have that many? I only thought we had 4. Maybe we had that many. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm losing my mind. Either way, Laura, you are the winner. Kim says she won once. Okay. That's so funny. I think I sent you prizes for 2, Kim, but that's good. It's all good. It's all good. It was fun getting the prizes together. Anyway, congratulations, Laura. Great job. Laura made her post an animated post this week using video. And so no worries, Kim. And so congratulations, Laura. It was a great letter. You did a fantastic job. And I really love the way that you guys took these challenges on and did it. And I know Yvonne has reached out and said, hey, I missed one. And like I've said before, Deb's on a social media fast. So as soon as that's over, take these challenges. You can go back to the YouTube channel. They're all there listed. You can go back and watch them. And you can do the challenges over, right? Do them so that you can use the social media content and actually take advantage of this to start marketing your stuff, right? It's a way to start connecting with your readers and your audience. Type in the word feedback if you got feedback from any of your readers or during this challenge, during the challenges. Anybody get anything good from their readers during this? Just type in feedback. Let's see what we got. Okay, last thing, so that my authors who are expecting Tech Talk on Friday, we're not having it on Friday. This week, I moved it to the 29th. I'll be with grandkids this weekend out of town. So I want to make sure that you guys know that. And then also we have a mini writing sprint on the 27th for anybody who's part of the program. So those two things coming up, the mini writing sprints on the 27th, the 29th is Tech Talk, and then I will see you guys. Yay, Yvonne says feedback. I will see you guys on Monday if you're interested in You Matter Monday. If not, I'll see you back here next Wednesday. So happy Writing Wednesday. Focus on Q4. Pick your one thing and then do this final challenge. All right, don't forget to tag me at Publish and Tell and use the hashtag Writing Wednesday so I can find it. Until next time, y'all have a great weekend. Bye.